Hello and welcome to Real Hi-Fi Help. 3 tweaks that most amplifiers need. Um, so here we have just like a regular amplifier, and I feel that at least 99, yeah, I'll say around 99% of preamplifiers out there are just not really that good. And that even if you have the matching preamplifier for your monoblocks, I feel that the preamp usually holds the monoblocks back quite a bit. And these are like 3 things I feel that are essential for you to really get the most out of your preamp. So these are just like, if you're owning a regular preamp, could be Musical Fidelity, Macintosh, regular Pass Labs preamp. I'm not talking about the top Pass Labs preamp, even though this could easily work on this fix. But just in general, most preamps, I think that it would help a lot if you used yoga mats on it. Just cut some yoga pads out, put it underneath the feet. It would add a bit of warmness, a bit of bass, a bit of richness to the sound. And then use these 3M Scotch pads. Check out my video, dampness tips and tricks, to see what that's about. But it's basically just where you pad the board underneath here, where you're not touching any electrical paths. So you're just doing it a bit here, a bit there, a bit here, a bit there on the board, and same over here and there. Not a lot, but it's just enough to make it feel as if your preamp, when you're turning it on and it's cold, that it's been on for like 10, 15, 20 hours. Because nobody really keeps their gear on like forever. So it's enough to just cement the sound and make it more stable and more voluptuous, and integrate the treble, mid-range, and bass more. And yeah, if you own like one of the top 50 preamps in the world, which basically nobody does, then you don't have to do these things. Then this is actually a thing that could potentially destroy that really top sound. But then we're talking about preamps that usually cost $20,000, 50,000, 150,000 US dollars, and most people don't have these preamps. They have these really shitty $500 preamp, or 1,000 or 2 or 3 or 4,000 buck preamps, and most of them are quite horrible, and they need help. They need help making you feel as if you've got cables that are 1-2 classes above what they really are, and these are really cheap ways of cementing the sound. So yoga mats, 3M Scotch, and I then recommend that if you only have one really good cable or two, what I would then suggest is that you put it on your preamp, because the preamp is most likely to be the weakest part of your chain, and then put the other cable, if you have another cable, put that on your power bar. If it's a power bar where you can do that, instead of, if you only have 2 good power cables, I would not just put them on the 2 power amps or monoblocks. That could in theory also do a lot of good, but statistically I would say if you only have 2 really good power cables, put it on the preamp and put it on between the power box and your wall socket. That would most likely give you a better sound. So this is help for you guys, realizing that this type of gear, you don't necessarily have to buy this gear, but this is, in my opinion, the most basic stuff that everybody needs in their system. I mean, fine, if you're able to buy like a top AudioQuest power cable that costs 5-10 times more, that could of course give you a sound that's perhaps 2.5 times better. But this is the easy way for most people to just get a decent sound that isn't too horrible, that isn't too naked and raw and harsh. This could easily save your sound. And you might think that, oh yeah, this costs like $500 to make, or 300-400 or whatever it costs. Yeah, but don't you want to rather use $300-500 on making a cable like this, instead of having to pay 2,500, 3,000 for a new amp? I mean, you're basically getting an amp that's 3,500, 4,000, 5,000 bucks more expensive by combining this $500 solution with a $3 solution with a $5 to $10 solution, you know. So do that if you can. But of course, if you've got gear like Negra or Audionode or Spectral, you don't have to do these types of things. You could still, in theory, get a bit of extra good sound, but it most likely would not be a positive doing these types of things. But on most other gear on the market, like the stuff that you're looking at here, or like a regular Pass Labs or a regular Macintosh, whatever brand, most brands on the market, this will actually help you a lot. And these things that I'm suggesting, it's basically what the difference between having the model that you have now and the 1 or 2 steps above that type of model that you usually would use 2, 3, 4, 5,000, or maybe even a lot more dollars on paying for. So yeah, I hope that helps you guys, and remember to like and subscribe if that's possible. Bye.